Hi guys, today we are going to see about PSV, pressure safety valves. Pressure safety valve is very must in process industries, even refineries, oil and gas industries, chemical industries, wherever we are handling high pressure liquids, gases, even water with high pressure. So there we may not in water system, any other oil and gas and refinery industries. If it is having high vapor pressure, whether we are handling the chemicals in columns or reactors, there also we need pressure safety valves. It takes very important role because it only not only prevents the vessel as well as the human person also. When the vessel or reactor, whatever it is getting high pressure due to the reaction or runaway reaction, or maybe due to the temperature of the surrounding, so the vapor leads to the vessel to explode. So it may cause damage to the property and as well as to person also. To avoid that, we are using pressure safety valves. If we talk about pressure safety valves, there are many things. We can say um, it can not only based on pressure. There are temperature safety valves also there. Temperature safety valves. When the temperature in the particular line or pipeline or in a vessel, if it exceeds to the maximum temperature or whatever the set point that is given, if it exceeds the temperature, the set valve starts to open to release that excess pressure. So mostly in hydrocarbon industries, you can see that if there is an accumulated hydrocarbon or chemical whatever, so due to the surrounding temperature, it starts to raise, increase the temperature and starts to raise the vapor pressure. So that will leads to a line leakage or flange leakage or something like that. So to avoid that, we have temperature safety valves. Even there are pilot operated safety valves also there. Pilot operated safety valves and below safety valves. So like that, there are many types. In this case, we are going to say mainly about a safety valve design. So before we go for that, how to calculate the safety valve's size. A safety valve can be an orifice. It is an orifice only. It can be uh, implemented along with the rupture disc or without rupture disc also. So to provide that, what is the size requirement of the orifice or the area requirement of the safety valve? So how to calculate it? How to calculate the area of the PSV, and as well what is the heat load that is available in the vessel or wherever we are going to mount that PSV. So those things we are going to calculate. What is the size of the PSV, mainly size and area. So these two things, how to calculate it. What is the conditions? What is the conditions that was given or needed to calculate it, that we will see. Before that, if you want to know detailedly about PSV safety design, you can refer API 520, API 521 and 526. These three is American Petroleum Institute, you know that. So these three articles will give you a detailed how to consider what are the parameters to be considered before designing the safety valve or before providing a safety valve for the particular service. In this case, we have to consider mainly. Generally, I am going for uh, only one case, liquid filled case only today. There are many cases. You can design a safety valve for a gas filled vessel. So these environmental considerations also we have to take it. Gas, it can be either be a gas filled vessel or liquid filled vessel. Or you can design a safety valve for a line also. There is blocked line discharge valve. You can say blocked liquid discharge. There is a vessel, there is a particular time which is blocked with liquid, and there also a safety valve is provided. So how to calculate these? For these cases, each type we have different type of different formulas and different considerations. So we have to take that and we have to calculate the safety valve for these cases. Before we go for that, we have to know mainly two terms. One is the wetted surface and unwetted surface. Wetted surface or vessel we can say, or unwetted surface or vessel. So what is this wetted surface and unwetted surface? So if you say wetted surface is a vessel without any insulation, that will be a bare area. Okay, so there will be nothing around the vessel. And unwetted is, it will be the vessel is surrounded with an insulation or a it will be covered with cold liquid flow or vapor flow to prevent the condition of the liquid, whether it is hot or cold, to prevent the heat loss or energy loss. So it can be like that also. Why we have to know for this one? If there is a vessel which is exposed to fire due to an external cause or something, maybe some external cause, so what happens, it may, the outer area may expose to fire. So before if it exposed to fire, how much will be the maximum height or maximum area it could cover the fire? If the fire happens to a liquid vessel or liquid filled vessel, this is a vessel is filled with the liquid. So what is the maximum height that the fire can go and can damage the vessel? So that is approximately maximum. It is given as per AP. It is given 25 feet. That is more or less equal to 7.62 meters. So if that is the case, this also we have to take into consideration before we go to the calculation. Okay, so just remember that wetted and unwetted area difference. For the unwetted vessel, the damage will be much more severe compared to the wetted surface area, because if it exposed to fire, the insulation and all keep on burning and keep on damaging the vessel over due to more heat and energy transfer. So there will be different for other what can I say? There will be more considerations will be there in the case of unwetted vessel. That's why we are going to mainly going for wetted surface area calculation. Initially, I will take I will give you only the formulas. After that, we will go for the practical calculation. Then not only we will get a clear idea about how to calculate it. Okay. So we take a vessel. Okay. So in this case, I forgot to say one thing. In PSP types, there is another type, conventional. Conventional safety valves also there. It is nothing but there will be a spring housing that will be that is having a spring housing. We have to set manually the what is the releasing pressure and set pressure. So that will be set by us manually to operate this PSP. Based on that, the safety valve will operate by when it reaches that particular set pressure or moving pressure, relieving pressure, it starts to open and saves that equipment or asset, whatever it is. Okay, let's go back to the vessel. This is a horizontal vessel. You can take vertical vessel also. It will be any type. So this is filled with the liquid. These are nothing but the legs supporting the vessel. So this is the liquid height. You can take it as F. This is the head from the bottom of the vessel. Sorry, from the bottom of the ground. And this is the dia. So you consider this case, the vessel is filled with liquid, some hydrocarbon liquid you can say. So this is the case, the horizontal vessel. The vertical is same like that. Take the same case. Okay, now we have a vessel filled with an flammable liquid or hydrocarbon liquid or any chemical. We have to calculate what is the total load, uh, total the heat of absorption. What will the heat of absorption that is available because of this liquid? Okay, how do you calculate? The Q is calculated as 21,000 F environment factor DAWS or 0.82. So this is the general formula as per APF. Okay, so the 21,000, it is a constant that was derived by APF, American Petroleum Institute. In this case, you have to see two things. Before calculating total heat of absorption, why we are calculating this? If you know the total heat of absorption, then only you can calculate this. Total vapor flow, that is W, which is equal to Q by lambda. So everything is interlinked. We will go by one. So total, this formula is only for when the vessel with it is having adequate drainage facilities and all. If the vessel is having adequate drainage facilities and all firefighting facilities, if everything is available, then we have to go by this formula, because that also helps to prevent the external fire. Okay, so that is also that is a safety. That's why the constant is 25,000. If the facilities are not available, the only vessel is having the liquid, that is no more drainage facilities or nothing, so then we have to go for this formula, which is equal to 34,500. The same this is F environmental factor, AWS 4.82. Okay, so in this case, what is this environmental factor? It is calculated based on the thermal conductivity of the metal that we are that is where the liquid is stored. This environmental factor we can get directly from the chart, which is from API 526 Hive. So or 520, from this we can get this chart. It was given like based on the thermal conductivity, what will be the environmental factor, if it is 20, the K value is 22.71, the environmental factor will be 0.3, like that. So like that a chart is given. From that chart also you can calculate the environmental factor, or you can use this formula, which is F environmental is equal to 0.01319 into K, which is thermal conductivity, that will be in watt per meter degree Celsius or degree Kelvin, plus 0.000302. So you can calculate by using this formula also. And afterwards we will go for AWS, how to calculate this wetted surface area. Before we go for that, this wetted surface area, we need all the parameters, the dia, the initial liquid level, and what is the effective liquid level, what is the effective head, if it is having the boot. We forgot this also. What if the vessel is having the boot? So the head will vary based on the boot height and dia also. So we need all these parameters to calculate this wetted surface area in this case. Okay, now we will calculate the AWS.